My friends, let us confront a truth so often ignored, yet so relentlessly proven across the ages. Fortunes of immense magnitude are not born from fleeting luck, nor from whispered rumors, nor from desperate hope. They are carved, chiseled out of the stone of discipline, forged by patience, and sharpened through the ceaseless study of the market's unflinching voice. I know this not by speculation, but by experience, by walking the very path from insignificance to greatness, from 50 humble dollars to wealth counted in millions. This is not legend, not a tale designed to inspire without substance. This is the record of immutable laws, unbending truths that bind the markets just as gravity binds the stars. If you wish to stand among those who command wealth instead of being swept aside by it, you must abandon illusions. You must see clearly, act decisively, and master yourself before you even dream of mastering speculation. My own beginnings were not gilded. I did not inherit fortunes nor bask in privilege. What I held in my hands was meager $50, no more, and an unyielding curiosity. The dollars themselves were trivial. The true seed was the relentless hunger to decipher the market's language, to understand what others dismissed as chaos, but what I recognized as rhythm, pulse, and law. The truth is simple. The market does not whisper in secret codes for insiders. It speaks plainly, to all, through its prices, its movements, its volume. Most do not listen. They crowd around tips, chase headlines, worship opinion. I ignored the noise and gave my eyes, my mind, my soul to the price tape. Every tick, every rise, every fall. This was my scripture. The tape did not lie. It did not flatter. It did not hide. It revealed. And in that revelation, I discovered one of the most profound truths any speculator can learn: the principle of the line of least resistance. Just as rivers carve their valleys by flowing where the rock yields, just as storms move along the paths the air allows, so too do stocks march in the direction of least opposition. To deny this principle is to deny nature itself. The market, at every instant, has a direction, up, down, or uncertain, and I learned painfully that to resist this current was madness. To fight the tide is ruin. The path of survival and of great triumph was to identify the true trend and align myself with it, fully, dispassionately, without ego. My success was not born of bending the market to my will, it was born of bending myself to the will of the market. Yet, alignment alone is not enough. The greatest threat to any trader is not the market's cruelty, but his own impatience. The restless compulsion to always act, to always be in the game, destroys more fortunes than bad analysis ever could. I learned that riches are not made in constant flurries of action, but in long silences of waiting. Weeks, sometimes months, I would remain still, motionless, watching, conserving my capital and my mind, until the market declared itself with clarity so undeniable that hesitation was impossible. At that moment when the tide revealed itself, I moved, not timidly, not recklessly, but with conviction born of patience. And here, let me share the discipline that shielded me. I never plunged recklessly into full positions. I tested the market with a small trade, a probe, like a soldier advancing a single step onto uncertain ground. The purpose was not profit. The purpose was revelation. If the market confirmed me, if my probe yielded immediate alignment, then I advanced, building, adding, always in harmony with momentum. If the market rejected me, even by a whisper, I retreated instantly, cutting the loss, refusing to linger in false hope. This iron rule, cutting losses swiftly and without hesitation, was my salvation. The beginner clings to losing trades, whispering to himself that time will heal them, that reversals will come, that hope will reward his patience. But hope is a merciless executioner. I, too, once held to it, and I paid dearly, losing entire fortunes not by the market's betrayal, but by my own refusal to act. From those ashes I forged an unbreakable vow: never average down, never cling to loss, never argue with the tape. Losses are tuition, small, necessary, and infinitely cheaper than the devastation of unchecked pride. Every swift exit preserved my capital, the ammunition with which I could fight again, the clarity with which I could see again, the chance to seize the next genuine opportunity. Preservation of capital is the silent pillar upon which every colossal fortune is built. But cutting losses is only half the equation. The exponential growth, the transformation from $50 into 10 million, was born of pyramiding, scaling into strength, not weakness. When the market validated me, when the trend roared with clarity, I did not sit passively. I pressed. I added to my position, methodically, only when the market proved itself again and again. Each addition was not reckless but deliberate, aligning my fortune with undeniable momentum. In this way, profits grew not arithmetically, but geometrically. Small streams swelled into raging rivers, trickles became torrents. Yet all of these methods, patience, probing, cutting, pyramiding, would have crumbled to dust without mastery of the most unforgiving battlefield of all, my own mind. The market is ruthless, yes, but it is indifferent. It does not conspire against you, it does not care. The true enemy is inside the whisper of fear, the paralysis of hesitation, the intoxicating euphoria of victory, the despair of loss. To triumph, I had to silence these voices. Hope would have me hold losers. Fear would have me exit winners too soon. Impatience would have me trade when clarity was absent. Arrogance would have me believe the market should bend to me. Every emotion was a threat, every weakness a crack in the armor. And so I trained myself as mercilessly as a soldier. Discipline, detachment, objectivity, these became my shield. I learned to act not as a man swayed by desire, but as an instrument, executing strategy with mechanical precision, no matter the size of the fortune at stake. This, my friends, was the crucible. The market crushed me when I faltered, and I bled dearly. But through the pain, I learned, and from the lessons, I built wealth beyond imagining. Understand this: the transformation from a trivial stake to a monumental fortune is not sorcery. It is not even brilliance. It is obedience to timeless principles, to unyielding discipline, to ruthless self-mastery. What are those principles? Hear them once more, for they must be etched into your mind. Observe the market, not opinions. Identify the line of least resistance and align with it. Be infinitely patient. Act only on clarity. Probe first, commit later. Cut losses without hesitation, without regret. Never average down, never argue with the tape. Pyramid into strength, not weakness. And above all, master yourself, for without emotional control, every method will collapse. These are not theories. They are laws, purchased with blood, proven in fortune, and available to any who dare to apply them with unwavering consistency. I did not create them. I merely obeyed them. And in obedience, I found greatness. So take this lesson with the seriousness it deserves. If you aspire to wealth, if you dream of liberation from mediocrity, know this: the market will grant nothing to the undisciplined, the impatient, the arrogant, but to the one who waits, who watches, who cuts swiftly and builds methodically, who remains unmoved by fear and untouched by hope, the market will grant fortunes beyond imagination. The path is here. The laws are clear. The decision, my friends, is yours. Will you wander blindly, repeating the follies of the countless who came before, or will you seize the discipline that forges millionaires from scraps? The choice is as inexorable as the market itself.